The deadly shooting reports there are multiple people dead. Authorities are on the scene at this hour. Gunfire breaking out at a municipal center late today. A courthouse lockdown, we have late reporting. The other scare, the high school graduation day, the school suddenly on lockdown. Parents and families inside the school. The flooding emergency across several states, the levee failing tonight, and the new images now emerging. Part of this high school ripped away. Your money tonight, the Dow plummeting this Friday. Swift reaction to President Trump and his surprise move on tariffs and Mexico. What this could mean for car prices in America, even if the car is made here. The alarming mystery in North Korea tonight now growing. The men who came to the White House to negotiate, has one been killed, the other sentenced to hard labor? Amid an unconfirmed report, several others might be dead too. What the Trump administration is now saying tonight. The American woman who says she was beaten while on vacation at a popular resort. Tonight, what authorities have confirmed. The controversial student takedown, what the boy's family is now demanding. Disturbing new clues tonight in the search for a missing mother of 5. News this evening on CBD, the compound extracted from marijuana used in oils. What the FDA is now saying. Nearly $800 million up for grabs this weekend. Feeling lucky? And they ran out of words. Who is our person of the week?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Friday night. And we begin tonight with that active scene right now, gunfire breaking out at a municipal center in Virginia Beach late today. Police now reporting at least 11 dead. The images coming in tonight, a gunman opening fire, a courthouse lockdown, authorities saying a number of people already hospitalized. Ambulances rushing to the scene, the FBI sending agents at this hour, and there is news tonight involving the alleged shooter. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas leading us off.
Tonight, police guns drawn, descending on a city government building in Virginia Beach amid reports of an active shooter. 11 dead, 6 injured.
21 down, gunshot wound, 2405 Courthouse Drive for Building 2. Callers advising of a male in front of Building 2, possibly shot.
We have a victim down along with somebody shooting.
The site of the shooting, the city municipal center, housing scores of government workers.
I was inside of my office. We heard shooting, Building 10A.
Police tactical teams converge. Listen as they lock in on a potential suspect.
Still actively hearing gunshots.
Do we have any idea where the shooter's at? I'm going in. All units. He's on the second floor. Shooter on second floor. Detectives coming through the garage sally port. Shots fired, second floor. He's going up the steps.
At least 6 patients now in local hospitals as officers canvass the buildings for more possible victims.
This is the most devastating day in the history of Virginia Beach.
Just an awful scene unfolding as we're on the air tonight. Pierre Thomas with us live, and authorities still surrounding that government building. We know, Pierre, and we're learning more about the gunman now.
That's right, David. The shooter is described as a longtime city worker. He exchanged gunfire with police and was killed. No word on motive, but this might be workplace violence. It happened in the middle of a workday in a building filled with city employees. A nightmare, David.
Pierre Thomas, we know you'll be following it into the night, Pierre. Thank you. We are also following another active scene late today, this time in Santa Rosa, California. A scare at a high school just hours before graduation. Police responding to reports of a student at the school armed with a gun. Students and family members told to shelter in place while officers searched the campus. A junior college nearby was also placed on lockdown. Authorities say a student is in custody tonight. Now to the other emergency unfolding this evening, the flooding emergency, and there are new watches for severe weather again this Friday night from Texas to North Carolina into the weekend, and we have the latest track for you. Of course, they don't need this. There is already record flooding and evacuations in Arkansas tonight. The Arkansas River, in fact, breaching a levee about 60 miles outside Little Rock. A woman was rescued after flooding swept her vehicle off the road in Searcy County. We time this out as we start the weekend, and ABC's Victor Akendo is in the storm zone.
Tonight, a major American waterway is bursting at the seams. The Arkansas River breaching at least a 200-foot hole in a levee northwest of Little Rock.
It started out only a few feet wide, but it has actually grown significantly since. It's really turning into a dangerous situation.
The breach triggering a flash flood warning.
The 200 feet's too wide to repair, and the water's going too fast. So we can't repair it.
Residents racing to protect homes and businesses. Workers telling us they have 15 to 20,000 sandbags thanks to more than 200 volunteers. Officials already going door to door, urging people in more than 150 homes to get out.
With more water on the way,
what can you do?
Pray.
Keep working and pray.
North of Little Rock, this woman rescued from her vehicle, floodwaters washing it off the road Thursday. The region plagued by storms for weeks. Surveillance video showing the moment winds ripped the roof off this high school in Corning, Arkansas. Miles upstream in Oklahoma, for many, the only way to get around is by boat. Near Tulsa, the Keystone Lake Reservoir inundated, where water was released at the fastest rate in decades.
Quite a picture. Victor Akendo joined us now along the Arkansas River tonight, just upstream from that levee break. And Victor, what are officials telling you right now?
David, the mayor urging residents to listen to the warnings and not get in this water. He said that the current is phenomenal, and it's also carrying pollutants all the way from Oklahoma. That levee that was breached, it can't be fixed until the water recedes. And with more rain in the forecast, they're likely looking at flooding for the next 2 weeks. David?
Victor Akendo tonight. Victor, thank you. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. And Ginger, you're watching more rain on the way, and they don't need it.
And they're going to get it. David, new numbers tonight coming in. 20 to 30-inch rainfall totals for this month. That is 4 times some of the main numbers or average for Kansas and Oklahoma. And of course, you look at the map, it's the Arkansas River, the Missouri River, and the Mississippi with flood warnings. That's all the green you see on the map. So many towns concerned going into this weekend. From Wichita to Tulsa, unfortunately, that's where we'll see a series of storms bringing up to 4 inches into early next week. Severe thunderstorm watches on tonight, more than 60 severe storm, or 45 exactly right now. Virginia, North Carolina tomorrow, Chicago, South Bend, Springfield, Missouri, all have to watch for damaging wind and hail, David.
Ginger Z with us on a Friday night. Ginger, thank you. Now to your money tonight, the Dow plummeting to end the week. Swift reaction to President Trump's surprise threat to increase tariffs on Mexico. The Dow plunging today more than 354 points, closing below 25,000 for the first time since January. The president threatening 5% tariffs on all Mexican products entering the U.S. It could affect prices on cars, even cars made in America, washing machines, and of course, produce at the grocery store. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl tonight on what the president is demanding in return.
In a move that surprised his own top advisors, the president decided to act after a group of more than 1,000 migrants crossed the border illegally near El Paso on Wednesday. The administration says it's the largest group of migrants ever detained at the border. Mexico has taken advantage of the United States for decades, Trump declared via Twitter. Time for them to finally do what must be done. The White House says the tariffs will begin as a tax of 5% on all goods that cross the border, adding another 5% every month until hitting 25% in October. The tariffs would remain in place until Mexico does more to stop the flow of migrants. But it's unclear exactly what they're required to do.
This is actually a brilliant move by the president. This will get everybody's attention in Mexico.
The economic impact will be felt quickly in the United States, increasing the costs of consumer goods ranging from washing machines to avocados. And because so many auto parts come from Mexico, the tariffs could increase the price of vehicles in the United States by an estimated $1,300 per car.
All right, so let's get to Jonathan Karl live at the White House tonight. And the president with the surprise tariffs. John, how is Mexico responding tonight?
Well, the Mexican foreign minister says he is coming to Washington next week to meet with Secretary of State Pompeo, and he spoke today over the phone with Pompeo and with Jared Kushner, expressing Mexico's strong concern with these tariffs. As he said via Twitter, we will be firm and defend the dignity of Mexico. David?
John Karl rounding out the week at the White House. John, thank you. And next tonight, hear the dramatic scene unfolding outside the U.S. Embassy tonight in Honduras. The main entrance burned by protesters setting tires on fire right in front of the building. Demonstrators are angry over the Honduran government's plans to privatize education and health care. Americans there have been told to remain indoors during the protests. It is still unclear tonight why the U.S. Embassy is in fact being targeted. We move on now to the startling new headline out of North Korea tonight. The U.S. is investigating that unconfirmed report claiming Kim Jong-un has purged his nuclear negotiating team, executing 5 top officials for the failed summit with President Trump. In fact, that former North Korean spy master who delivered that letter to President Trump at the White House reportedly sent to forced labor. How is the Trump administration responding? ABC senior national correspondent Terry Moran tonight.
Tonight, there are reports that the lives of these 2 top North Korean officials seen here in the Oval Office in January may be in jeopardy or over because of Kim Jong-un's fury. The report coming out of the region, impossible to confirm, suggests that the young tyrant turned on his own team, reportedly executing his lead negotiator and 4 foreign ministry officials and sending his former right-hand man, seen here delivering letters to President Trump in Washington, to one of North Korea's notoriously brutal forced labor camps, along with the lead translator in the talks. All this because Kim was furious over the collapse of his summit with President Trump in Hanoi in February.
Sometimes you have to walk, and this was just one of those times.
Kim was so embarrassed, he fired off missiles. Earlier this week, President Trump, who has said he and Kim fell in love, said even the missiles didn't bother him.
You're not bothered at all by the small missiles?
No, I'm not. I am personally not.
Said he wasn't bothered by the moves of Kim Jong-un. We're with Terry Moran live now from Washington. We heard what the president there said days ago about the North Korean dictator. Any word from the president or the administration tonight?
Well, not yet from the president, David. Secretary of State Pompeo says the U.S. government is investigating, but a few weeks ago he told ABC News that the next time he negotiates with North Korea, his counterpart is likely to be someone else. David?
Terry Moran with us live tonight as well. Thanks, Terry. Next tonight, the American tourist claiming she was brutally attacked in the Dominican Republic at a popular resort. Tammy Lawrence Daly says she was badly beaten at that resort while on vacation with her husband earlier this year. She says she was walking alone and suddenly was dragged into a maintenance room. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
It was supposed to be a dream getaway to an all-inclusive resort in the Dominican Republic, but tonight, Tammy Lawrence Daly is speaking out after a brutal attack, hoping to protect other women. She, her husband, and 2 friends were at the Majestic Elegance Resort in Punta Cana in January, when she says she went out alone for a late-night snack and claims she was attacked by a man wearing a resort uniform.
He just plowed into my back. And I just remember that grunt that he made when he hit me. It's like in my nightmares. He, at that point, started choking me, strangling me.
She says the attacker dragged her into a maintenance room, then down into a basement, where she says he left her for dead.
All I could think of was that my husband was going to find me dead with my head bashed in.
Tammy says she was discovered 8 hours later. Tonight, she has this message.
It's not safe. It's not safe for women to be alone, to walk alone. They have to walk with somebody else.
And David, police say they are investigating and they're looking at surveillance video. They say they've questioned 10 people, but nobody has been arrested. We've reached out to the resort, but have not heard back. David?
All right, Gio, thank you. And now to the growing outrage over the violent takedown of a special education student in New Mexico. Newly released body cam video tonight showing a deputy at the high school tasing the 15-year-old boy. The images are disturbing, and what that boy's family is now demanding. Here's ABC's Adrian Bankert.
Oh, it hurts so much.
Tonight, outrage and an investigation after a violent confrontation between a New Mexico high school student and a sheriff's deputy ends with the student tased. It all began after the 15-year-old allegedly refused to be searched. Police claim he was observed exchanging possible drug paraphernalia.
Oh, he's refusing? That's fine. I'll put his little handcuffs and take him to Santa Fe. Stand up so I can. Turn around. You gonna be cooperative or uncooperative?
What do you think I'm doing?
Fantastic. Turn around.
That teen is heard calling the deputy a name just before he slammed on a desk.
I'm gonna tase you.
The boy screams in pain as he's tased 3 times.
Get on the ground!
Later charged with resisting arrest and other offenses. Tonight, his family is taking legal action. Their attorney releasing a statement saying the child has a special education plan that requires de-escalation before the school imposes any discipline. David, the sheriff's office says this case is under review and that deputy is still on regular patrols. David?
Adrian Bankert reporting in. Thank you. There are new developments tonight in the expanding search for that missing mother of 5 in New Canaan, Connecticut. Police reportedly finding blood in the home that she was renting. She vanished without a trace after dropping off her children at school and was locked in a bitter divorce battle. ABC's Whit Johnson in New Canaan again tonight.
Tonight, the week-long desperate search for missing mother of 5, Jennifer Doulos, is expanding. Authorities in Hartford, Connecticut, looking for clues in a storm drain, turning up nothing. Police crossing state lines into Pound Ridge, New York, searching a family home. And in New Canaan, where, according to the Hartford Courant, investigators found traces of blood at Doulos' rental property. The 50-year-old had been locked in a 2-year bitter custody battle with her estranged husband, Fotis Doulos. and divorce filings both making vicious accusations. Jennifer claiming, "I am terrified for my family's safety. He is dangerous." Fotis strongly denying any threatening behavior.
We're all incredibly concerned, but we are very hopeful that Jennifer will come back to us safe and sound.
Tonight, police are not naming any suspects. Those 5 children, according to court documents, are with a relative protected by an armed guard. David?
Whit Johnson tonight. Thank you, Whit. We turn next tonight to pool season. It's now here, and a new warning about possible drowning dangers after a child went under for nearly 2 minutes before she was rescued. It's difficult to watch. The child does survive this. And tonight, ABC's Ariel Reshef teams up with the team at WSB.
Tonight, terrifying video from an Atlanta area pool showing how fast drownings can happen. 3-year-old Callie Dallas jumping in, getting tangled in her pool float, disappearing under the surface. Her 10-year-old sister Jayla sees Callie in distress and races to pull her out. Callie's aunt and an apartment manager desperately start CPR. Sergeant Ed Lyons rushing to the scene.
There you go, honey. There you go, honey. Come on. Keep coming, honey. Keep blowing it out. I've got a definite pulse.
Well, I saw my little girl laying there. Same kind of little bathing suit she wears, same little hair pulled up in a little bun up top.
Callie taken to the hospital in critical condition, but tonight she's headed home. Doctors say she'll make a full recovery.
It's amazing. It's a miracle. Don't take your eyes off of them. Be careful. Watch your kids.
David, drowning is the leading cause of unintentional death for children ages 1 to 4. With summer pool season in full swing, experts say parents need to be extra vigilant. David?
All right, Ariel. To the index, and a grim discovery in the search for that missing 4-year-old girl in Houston. Authorities say the suspect has reportedly confessed now to killing Maleah Davis, and he says he dumped her body in Arkansas. Authorities there finding a black garbage bag, but they haven't confirmed the find. Suspect Darian Vance allegedly claims the girl's death was an accident. He initially told police they were attacked and that she was kidnapped on the way to pick up her mother, his ex-fiancée. A key FDA hearing today to consider whether rules governing CBD should be streamlined. The cannabis compound is quickly growing into a billion-dollar industry, available in oils and candies and drinks, but there are no federal regulations. Advocates say CBD benefits include relief for pain and anxiety. The FDA commissioner today noting questions about how much is too much and possible impacts on children. No decisions were made. The unwanted visitor inside a Florida home. Authorities in Clearwater responding to a resident's report of an alligator inside the kitchen. The 11-foot gator smashing through a ground-level window. A trapper removing the animal. No one was hurt, but quite a surprise. And feeling lucky this weekend, there's still time to jump in on tonight's $444 million Mega Millions jackpot. That drawing tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. And if that doesn't work out for you, there's another $350 million up for grabs for Powerball. That is tomorrow night. Tonight here, our persons of the week, and they stayed up very late to earn it. The 92nd annual Scripps National Spelling Bee. 562 spellers, and they were honest.
How are you, Tian?
I'm absolutely and completely petrified.
Well, take a deep breath.
I already did.
Okay.
I took 10.
After 3 days, many still standing.
Gail Tuft.
Gail Tuft. Oh, God.
But he got it, and the final rounds went late into the night.
Would you happen to know what time it is?
It's 11:18.
Oh, wow.
There were 8 still standing, the elite 8, and they would survive several more rounds. The list of words dwindling.
Champion spellers, we are now in uncharted territory.
The judges deciding one more word for each of them.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct.
Each of them declared winners. And how were they sharing it?
It's amazing being able to share the title. I was very happy when I realized that, yes, there was a chance that we could be Octochamps.
Yes, but how do you spell Octochamp? We won't even try, but we do choose all 8 champs, our persons of the week. I'm David Muir. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you right back here on Monday. Until then, have a good evening. Good night.